January day 18. All right, so it's easy to forget sometimes that you're trying to create a mood, you know? You're trying to create a certain vibe when you're doing these things. It's easy to get lost in the technical specifics of what it is to make music and forget about the goal of the thing you're trying to make. So I've been trying to write with more intent. We saw that yesterday with the electro punk thing about Tupperware. That was very much what I intended to make, or something just like it. And what I intended to make today was something that had drums with a lot of momentum in them, and then a very, very chill chord lead situation supporting that. And I think that I accomplished that. Let's look at the chords first. We just have a 2-chord thing. It's an E flat add 4, and then a D flat 6. Right. To that, we've added a lead. There's 2 lead channels here, which allowed me to keep the lead itself in mono and get some slidey notes, and also have some polyphonic overlap. That sounds like this. And then we've got our drums. I did a similar thing that I've been doing recently, which is pick up one of these concrete kits. I used the mask kit today. And I usually just try to find myself a kick, snare, and hi-hat combination and make a little groove out of it. And I'll do all that on one channel with the keyboard. That looks like this. Nice little backbeat. And then I'll double it and put the kick on its own separate channel. You can see here the kicks are grayed out. That means they're muted in Logic if you're an Ableton user. And the kick, having it on a separate channel, just allows me to sidechain it to stuff, which is really important to the mix, low end especially. And then to that, I've added just a little shaker. This is a Lindrum shaker. All the drums are being run through a drum bus. Let's see. On the drum kit, I've got RC20, but not on the kick actually, just on the kit, on the hi-hat and the snare. I've got the RC20. I think I used the VHS plugin, but I turned the noise down. And that was just because it was too bright for what I was trying to accomplish emotionally. A lot of presence in that hi-hat. This is more what I was after. Kick's being sent to this massive patch that has the chord on it. The massive patch, I've cut the lows off. Where? At 124 hertz. Sample delay, Haas effect to make it wider. Compressor. A good amount of compression coming from the kick. -20, more than -20 decibels of reduction. This is one thing here I'll just mention while I'm at it. This is one thing I really like about Logic's stock compressor versus Ableton's stock compressor, is it shows you in numbers how many decibels of reduction you're getting. And Ableton's doesn't do that for some reason. Or maybe I've just not been able to find it, but their stock compressor, it gives you a bar, but it doesn't have a number on it. So you can't it's not easy to see how many decibels of reduction you're getting, and then it's not easy to dial in the same settings all the time, especially when you're your kick is always different, and it'll just hit the compressor in a different way, and it's just nice to see a number. And anyway, that's one thing that Logic has over Ableton. And I'm not just saying that Logic is better than Ableton, because Ableton does lots of things really, really great that Logic doesn't do, like their track grouping and organization in the arrangement window especially is so nice. Anyway, and then I have an LFO tool doing a fake sidechain, 46%. I think this is sidechain number 2. Just the shape of it anyway. At a quarter note, just to give the chord some pulse. This lead I built in Serum. It's pretty straightforward. We've got 2 oscillators with a bunch of detune on them, running through a filter. I've used the dimension expander, full mix all the way down on this guy, mix all the way up on this guy with the size all the way down for the dimension expander. Filter, cut off some of the lows. A reverb with this guy sent to it, sort of a slow attack on both the reverb and the start of the sound. And so this is fully wet reverb the whole time, but then when the sound stops, there's only a tiny little bit of reverb coming through. This actually goes all the way off. I've got another reverb on it later over there. And then compressor with the multi-band OTT style, which is mostly a loudness thing, but also pulls up some like harsh frequencies that I liked. All right, let's get rid of these plugins that we're not using. And then we've got this whole channel of stuff. I'll turn it all off and we'll hear how it sounds without it. Okay, so what do we have? Camel Crusher. Saturation and loudness. Echo. For a little bit of delay. Only 18% wet. Space Designer for a little bit of reverb. Really not a lot of reverb on that one. That's just the stock reverb. RC20 for a little bit of like detune almost. OTT to pull up some of those effects. Compressor coming from the kick. LFO tool for a little bit of pulse. And a tremolo to move it back and forth, right to left. 53% width. And there you have it. That's everything in the track. Nice little groove for January day 18. I like this one. I'm happy with this one. I'm not always happy with things that are simple because I feel like they're simple, but this one feels nice despite it being simple. Anyway, see you tomorrow.